Hello, person with shotgun mic here with a fine quality speedrun for Valuethon. That fine quality person being TBCR. I hope you're having a good evening. We're going to be doing Chasm the Rift. You may have seen this in a speedrunning marathon called Interactive Media Performed Fastly. It's a very interesting marathon, and this is also a very interesting game. This is interesting for completely different reasons, though. It is a game that came out in 1997. It is developed by a bunch of Ukrainian developers at a company called Action Forms. You may wonder why the game's not even booted up yet. There's a bug in DOSBox, but we'll get into that at the end, I say, as I said at SGQ and never brought it up, but I will bring it up this time. So, we are going to begin. We're going to play on easy, and as with all great games, you cannot select your difficulty when selecting new game. No, you have to go to the options, go to difficulty, and then select your difficulty, because that's how logic works. Anyway, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, what is the plot of this game? You're in good territory because I still don't have any idea, and I've been doing runs for this game. Okay, we're already at our first road stop. I still don't understand the plot to this, but think Quake, but very stupid. You play a Marine, and you go around and you shoot things. However, unlike Quake, this is not a 3D game, although it looks 3D. It's actually a 2.5D game with some very weird trickery going on. It's also coded in Pascal, and Pascal's that wonderful language where if you have a machine over 200 megahertz, it just completely outright crashes. That's a fun thing, Anyway, I've not really been talking much about the first level because really there's not really much to talk about. But now we get into the fun stuff. That's Tom Selleck, by the way. Sorry, discount Tom Selleck. I need to be very specific with that. Anyway, level 2 introduces a lot of fun things, a lot of strafing, a lot of jumping. Your jump is about as pitiful as, the most pitiful jump in the world. And it's like 2 centimeters. Anyway. Mouse turning is actually surprisingly an effective method of movement in this game. I wouldn't say whiplash inducing, that's killing time, or MDK on the Mac, but it's definitely something. And since we can turn corners quicker, it lets us finish quicker. Thank goodness. So, as you can see, I want to get past this enemy. I can't. Their hitbox is literally as big as, I usually say, Lambeau Field. Just imagine the entirety of Lambeau Field. That's about as big as their hitbox. Gonna do a slide. Missed the first shot on there. I'm trying to stun lock certain enemies just so I can get by a bit quicker. I tried doing that on the first level and I think I did very well on that. Did do well on that. Sometimes I'll have to force the enemy to get into a melee attack in order to kill them quicker because they have very annoying ranged attacks. You won't see that unless we get to the add-on because there are rocket launcher enemies that we have to deal with. Anyway, we're done with level 3, and now we get to the fun stuff. You like out of bounds in video games? I like out of bounds. I think out of bounds is the neatest trick you can do in a video game. Up until, I would say, maybe a month or two before SGDQ, there was only one out-of-bounds trick in really the entire game. And it was in the last level of episode 2. Now the game is completely littered with them. And we're going to have the first one here. I'm going to have to concentrate, actually, because I have a very ridiculous cycle to get. Okay, didn't get it completely perfectly, but we're gonna line ourselves up here, go through this door, don't question why. Oh, didn't want that though. So yeah, we're out of the map. We slide through a very tight little corner there, and we're able to walk all the way to the end. And it looks like my chat window is partially obscured, so I apologize if I don't see any of your comments. I see Albert's comments. but that's to be expected, let's be honest. That's the enemy that has a very annoying ranged attack, and unfortunately, they still shot their rocket, so I'm... Anyway, now we get to hide from this big goblin that has very metal pants. Very metal pants. You will see those metal pants in a bit more detail near the very end of this level. And then we get to shoot the metal pants. Sounds like the enemy's active. Okay, that's not good. Okay. Got around them though. So, I want to lure this boss because we can't kill them using conventional methods. If they're completely in my field of view, then they're gonna attack like that. However, if you are partially, if their hitboxes, or let me rephrase that, if their model is partially in view, they won't fire at you. Only if it's completely in view will they fire at you. And that's how you beat the first boss. Shoot them in their metal pants and they get chewed up by a fan. Good stuff. Steven Spielberg. Anyway, episode 2. More fun stuff. Now we get to force ourselves into an out of bounds through some very interesting jumping. We're essentially walking halfway into this little area here, and oop, that happens sometimes. Have to be perfectly on the dot. The lion man inside can actually hit us from outside, so we actually got to be a bit careful. And now we can just cruise to the exit, where we head into Underdoom by Toby Fox. I know that joke's probably old. Anyway, some more fun stuff. We need to get rid of this scorpion here. Scorpions are the most annoying enemies in the game. I'm just gonna put that out there now. I hate the scorpions. I wish the scorpions were never in this game so I'd never have to experience it. But then I have a death there. That's fine. I'm trying to clip between... Okay, I should explain what I'm doing. So that ogre has a hitbox, and so do these pillars. I need to put myself between both of those at the same time. And if I manage to do that, I shall go through. I might have messed up the timing on this. Yeah, I'm gonna try a few more times, and if I don't get it, I'm gonna take the long way around. Come on. This is kind of difficult if you don't get the timing right. Okay, hold on. I need to get them to do that. I had a feeling I was gonna mess up on this. There we go, and I goofed up. That's alright. We can just go through this, and... yeah. Oh yeah, wrong way. I was attempting to skip having to do all of this, but it looks like we're doing it anyway. We save a little bit of walking. But now you get to see what we were going to do. It looks like we took a bit too much time here because we're about a good 2 minutes behind. Oh no, that's a soft lock. Okay. I had completely forgotten about that. There we go. Now we got the intended clip. Now we don't have to worry about that soft lock. One major goof up was to be expected during this. Alright, so now we're going to have to wait, and I'm going to take this time and this opportunity to actually see this. Okay, let's try to write value real quick. See if we can get it in time. That's an O. There. Ah, we didn't get it. Okay, that's fine. We got to the U, though. That's very important. We got to the U. Alright, we're gonna do another clip in a moment. I'm hopefully gonna do it kind of seamlessly. Just need to run into that switch to open this up, and oh, there we go. So yeah, particular objects in the game just let you fly out of the map if you jump into them. It still doesn't make any sense. I'm just gonna chalk it up to 16-bit FPS because that's what this is, a 16-bit, solely 16-bit FPS. No 32-bit, no 3. Alright, so I have to do... I really want to take my time on killing that enemy because they pack a wallop. I know this commentary is kind of all over the place, but I've kind of lost my train of thought at this point, and I'm just kind of trying to catch up. Anyway, I'm going to anticipate that gesture there that was behind there, because, you know, gestures in Egyptian time. Especially since that enemy really pops up in the next episode a whole lot more, and I don't know why they're in this one, but okay. Time travel. Ooh. Yeah, I should probably point out that since I ran this at SGDQ, I've not touched this until only very recently. I just was absolutely fed up with this game after SGDQ, so I refused to stream it. I should probably explain why. So yeah, literally in the private practice room, I got the world record twice. The first time I wasn't recording, and I was very irritated about that. Steven Spielberg. Anyway, I did get it the second time, but that required me to do an additional 40 minutes of grinding at this game. 40 minutes more than I really wanted to, but you know, it worked out in the end. I got the 1252. I got the first sub-13 run. It's very nice. And then I never touched this game again until recently. So, yeah, as Albert's pointing out, there are some pretty nasty skips. I want to try to damage that Viking a bit before I go back, because I will have to fight them. We're in the city of Dander. A lot of dandruff, you know. Let's head to the exit now. Alright, also you can jump through gates. You know, just go to any, like, medieval times and try to jump through the gate. Or the drawbridge. Just trust me, it'll work. Fun fact, there's no medieval times in North Carolina, which is where I'm based, as far as I know. Albert, are you saying you go to medieval times and attempt to jump through the drawbridge? Okay. That was a very nasty trick, and I just didn't even acknowledge it. Okay. But yeah, that's a nasty trick. It's an annoying trick, and I think I kind of was stuck on it a bit during SGDQ. Let's do a jump. You you bench press bridges. Okay. On that note, let's shoot at some wild boars real quick, because they really want to get to know you. And shoot a switch so I don't die, because yeah, that. Let's finish up this level, shall we, and get to the most annoying clip in the game. I can't say that. I had a lot of difficulty with episode 4, but the clip that you're about to see in the next level takes the cake. Alright, so this is episode 3, level 4, and the first part of it is fairly quick. Okay, that Viking really did not need to get there. Yeah, just hack these gestures. I really don't want to waste a lot of grenade ammo, just to be safe. So yeah, we're at the very edge of the map right here, and we're trying to squeeze ourselves through, and as you can see, I did that. But yeah, it's literally at the edge of the map. You have to literally collide with both Vikings at the same time, and hope the other Viking that's closest to that switch that I just touched is close enough to the wall to go through. Just wrap your head around that, because the logic behind that just makes absolutely no sense. Also, this is literally how you kill this boss. Absolutely amazing. Alright, Steven Spielberg. Last episode, we need to deal with some things first before we do another clip. These two particular enemies need to be dead. I'm so glad I did not alert them yet. I need to shoot the limb off of that alien. And then I need to not do that. Oh, I had it and then I reloaded. Ain't that a kick in the head? There we go. Literally 3 of these levels have something of that variety of this last episode. It's just stupid setups. This is probably the dumbest setup, in my opinion. Albert will probably disagree, but yeah, this setup is pretty dumb. I need to wait until this alien is past the halfway point. That one gets alerted. I need to not have that up. And I want to...
Do we have a minute? Sorry to interrupt you, but do we have a minute?
Yes.
Because we've got a $45 donation from Lorem Ipsum. I'm not gonna say the entire Lorem Ipsum kind of.
God.
I don't know who that is, but it's for $45.
Oh, it's the Latin text thing.
Yeah, the Latin placeholder text.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
That is the biggest donation we've got so far. So thank you for that.
Was that towards the incentive for this game?
Let me check, because I can't actually see what it gets put towards. So I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I believe it got put, yeah, I can see it. It got put towards Untitled Goose Game, so not towards this incentive, but
okay. On the positive, I got that clip.
Yeah, speaking of this game, yes, we do have a $20 incentive for this game for TBCR to show off the bonus episode 5 here, so...
Which didn't get shown at SGDQ, so if you really want to see the second most anticlimactic ending in a video game, you got like less than a minute.
Oh, less than a minute? Oh god.
You got less than a minute.
Better be quick!
Trust me, it is as anticlimactic as I'm making it out to be. So yeah, we're just finishing up the game. A few enemies to kill. This is probably the dumbest part. Oh, that was almost bad. And I just need to weaken that enemy. These enemies are the worst, by the way, because they can kill you in literally 3 hits on easy. On easy. And this is the vacuum cleaner, as I'm calling it now. I think it's called a time judge. And time. That's probably the hardest. This is probably the hardest game to like finish like the timer for. But yeah. Because it's literally...
It caught me off guard too. I might have late split that.
It catches me off guard, and I'm the one playing it. Sometimes you get too close to like the thing at the very end, and you shoot that, and then you die. Which I've had that happen. Especially on a world record pace.
It happens.
So I'm going to take a very good assumption that the incentive did not get met.
I will just quickly recheck the Tiltify, because sometimes people snipe donations, but I mean, if you want to give it, because we're a little bit ahead, people like 1 or 2 more minutes, because your next one is scheduled to start in 5 minutes or so.
Okay, well that's
but
okay.
yeah, we'll be going on a very, very quick intermission just for watch playing purposes, because TVCR will be running another game, but just in order so we can clearly split the watch. We'll be going on the intermission, but it does not appear that their donation has been sniped, so no episode 5.
If you want to see what episode 5 is, just go on my YouTube, which is TVCR Productions. Look at the most recent world record video for Chasm, because it was the one I filmed during SGDQ in the practice room. It has both the main game world record run and the add-on, which was also world record. So you get a bit of a taste as to how probably disappointing it would have been, but still. This is Chasm. Oh, yeah, the DOSBox bug. I need to mention that before we switch. There's a weird bug in DOSBox.74-2. You turn too far to the left or to the right, the input literally just freezes. Let me just demonstrate real quick. Come on. Oh, you're making an A of me, aren't you? Okay. Oh, nope, there we go. I can't move any farther to the left. On that note, yeah, that's Chasm.